Imagine getting unalived after dropping your child off at school.
She's not her. She's the one who shot her. She's the one who shot her. Put the gun in the car. They got in the car. Arrest her.
That is exactly what happened to 31-year-old Chicago resident Romika Meeks. Shortly after dropping her son off to school with this beautiful note in his lunchbox, Romika ran into her baby daddy and his other baby mama, and an altercation between the two women ensued. Now, people on social media and eyewitnesses are claiming they saw Romika's baby daddy put her in a headlock while his new BM went to the car to retrieve a GUN and pow-powed her in the face fatally. This all went down around 9:30 a.m. yesterday morning in Chicago, and what's even crazier is Romika actually posted on Facebook on August 20th about how her baby daddy been up on her at her job and at school ready to get fought on. To say, I only have discussions with you about our son. I have a million different dudes. Don't have my number or address. I'm tired of playing with you. Always say I'm gonna do or buy something for my son and never do. In a video circulating online of the incident, you can clearly see Romika's BD and his other BM at the scene of the crime. Bystanders are literally pointing at the new BM saying, hey, she pow-powed her, arrest her, and put the power in the car, take her to jail now.
Gun in the car. They put the gun in the car. They got in the car. Arrest her.
I'm sure he didn't know what to think at the time, but in the scene, you can also see the BD pacing back and forth, going over to Romika, then over to his newer BM, trying to stay pretty calm, but he later took to Facebook to say, worst day of my life. His name is Carlos, and he actually has one son with Romika, amongst other children. There's been no word on if he was actually arrested for his role in the altercation, but his other BM, Holly, definitely went to jail at the scene of the crime. The video at the scene of the incident is so chilling. You can see Holly on the phone talking to somebody. And the clip, as people are accusing this woman of pow-powing the other lady, she gonna have the nerve to say, I have my license to carry. Baby, carrying and killing is two different things. This entire situation is also unfortunate. Now 2 kids are about to have to grow up without mothers in Chicago. I'm curious to know what y'all think regarding this.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, you're going to be reacting to videos of Black Americans calling out a black man by the name Carlos Way. This incident happened last month, and it's a very viral case that caught the internet by surprise.
Right, and right now a lot of Black Americans are angry, and to be quite honest, I do understand where their anger is coming from, and I 100% feel like they're justified in the way they feel. So will justice be served in this situation? I do feel like for the most part it will be, but let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section. So for now, let's watch and then you come back and talk about it. You can also let us know what you think about it and consider subscribing if you have not subscribed to our channel.
Let's watch.
So because you're licensed to carry, that gives you the right to shoot somebody in the face. And not just anybody. The same woman whose child is siblings to your child over an altercation. The same woman who has a restraining order on the same baby father y'all shared, that gives you the right to shoot her in the face. I don't know what's pissing me off more. It's the fact that, one, she did bring a firearm to school grounds, or the fact that she's just standing there mad calm, mad chill, like, no, but it's okay because I have a license to carry. That it doesn't give you permission to take somebody's life on school grounds in front of children. I don't give a fuck what the altercation was. That little boy is never going to forgive his father. That little boy is not going to want to have nothing to do with that whole side of the family. And that note that the mom wrote to him, I really hope they like laminate it or save it, or he somebody keeps it for him, because that's just sick as fuck. Now you're going to jail for murder because it wasn't self-defense.
Nobody gonna call him what it is. Ain't nobody gonna tell him what it is. You ain't give a damn about that child. You ain't care about your own son. You gonna be a grown man and allow that to happen to your baby mother, the mother of your child. Kind of sad ass case if a man does something like that. Now his son to go to school, get a letter from his mother. Damn well when he got out of school he wasn't gonna see his mother. I think we just gonna let this slide. Mother is gone. She ain't coming back. And while everybody's concerned about who's gonna be charged with it, what about that child? God knows he lost both of his parents.
I want to talk about the Romika Meeks situation for a moment. I've been on this side of eternity for 48 years. I want to share with you something I've learned a long time ago. This might sound offensive, but it's the truth. Some women know what it feels like to be the chosen one. I'm talking about the one that the man really wants. Back in the day, I've been that woman in a couple of situations. Doesn't change the nature of the man. He's still going to cheat if he's a cheater. And yet, he still has that woman that he prefers above them all. But the problem with the chosen one for a lot of guys is that she won't stick around. We run for our lives, boss. Because we have a tendency to get away, or the chosen women have a tendency to get away, those men typically develop a hatred toward those women. And ask any dude, this is what they'll do. They will weaponize a silly woman to come against the woman they really want. They will brag about the woman to the silly woman, complain about the woman to the silly woman, even cry about the woman to the silly woman. And in her heart and in her head, she realizes that she's not the chosen one, and she thinks it's the chosen woman's fault. So in her mind, if something was to happen to the chosen woman, she would become the chosen woman. There's some women out here who are absolutely silly, ain't got the good sense that the Lord gave them, and they will go out there and go to war against a woman that a man really wants. They're ready to ride for the guy. He don't even want them. In other words, they are flying monkeys. If you don't know what that term means, look it up. That dude wanted Romika. He couldn't have her. The other woman likely spent days and nights hearing him talk about Romika, catching him scrolling her social media, looking at him texting her, and she despised Romika for it. He weaponized her against Romika because if he can't have her, nobody else can. See, that mentality isn't gone. But nowadays, the man doesn't have to put his hands on a woman himself. He can stay free from prison. All he got to do is find a silly woman out there that is so desperate to be loved, so desperate to be the chosen one, that she's willing to take a life to get that position. Obviously, this is called idolatry. It is a dangerous thing to be wanted by a man.
Carlos Way and Holly Johnson, hear me and hear me well. You both are going to be haunted by the spirit of Romika Meeks until the end of your days, whether it's the age of apocalypse or your timely demise. Note, I said timely, because Carlos, the streets are going to get you one way or another. If the justice system doesn't get you, the streets are going to get you one way or another. Holly, I'm going to let you know right now, girl, as quiet as it is kept, you're probably going to be looking at a bond of about $1 million. And I doubt that your family is going to be able to cough up that 10% of that. And if they are, okay, but they probably had to pawn off many things and probably had to give up somebody's apartment and car. For y'all to pull up to the son's school, for you as a man to put that woman in a headlock, and for you as the bitch who went on the dummy mission with that man to then do what you did, letting off one shot to the face and one shot to the neck, bitch, that's overkill. If you hit her in the face one time, that was enough, but you just wanted to really stick it to her. Were you jealous of her going viral on TikTok because of the sweet little notes that she would leave in her son's lunch bag because you're a raggedy ain't shit mama? And didn't you just deliver your baby a few months ago? So you're dealing with postpartum, but even that's not a good enough excuse. You decided to go on a dummy mission and crashed out, and then you want to scream about, I'm licensed to carry. I'm licensed to carry. Bitch, what is that supposed to do when the witnesses are saying that you literally are the one who pulled the trigger? And then you have the nerve to put your weapon somewhere in the car. And they arrested you on the spot. And then, Carlos, let me get back to your demonic, demented ass. Because for you to be covered in blood and then just not emotional, not hysterical, you're not crying over the loss of one of your children's mother. No. But you know what you did do? You went over to the witnesses trying to shush them.
Let's stop pretending firearms would fix America. That's not reality, it's not even close, and I'm going to explain why. In Australia, before the buyback, there were 3 million firearms, and 650,000 of those were collected. But here in America, we have 393 million firearms. There are more firearms than there are people, over 120 per 100 residents. Even if we tried buybacks, there would still be hundreds of millions left. Look at Minneapolis, strict background checks, permits, even red flag laws. And yet, the recent shooter still had a firearm legally. Laws do not stop evil intent. And here is a fact, it is not my opinion. Multiple shooters have identified as trans or gender fluid. Denver, Aberdeen, Nashville, Georgia, Iowa, Colorado, Minnesota. That does not mean being trans makes you violent. Straight people commit these crimes too. But we cannot ignore the pattern. At the end of the day, this is bigger than firearms. Murder is already illegal, but people still commit it. Fentanyl is illegal, but we still have a fentanyl crisis. We protect politicians, concerts, celebrities with firearms. Why? Because evil exists. And again, there are as many firearms as there are people in America. So banning them does not solve the crisis. So no, you're not going to take my protection I have away from me. Just because people like to light things on fire and commit arson doesn't mean we're going to ban fires altogether. We don't have a firearm crisis, we have a mental health crisis. And until we deal with that, nothing will change. How about we protect our children as much as we protect our politicians? Because no politician, no law, no ban will ever convince me to hand over my protection.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section. I have to mention again, this is an incident that happened last month. It's not very far away, right? It just happened last month, and the victim in this situation lost her life, and she had a baby who lost a mother, right? But the question is, let's talk about Carlos and the type of man he is. It's quite sad that he managed to successfully disrupt the lives of two individuals, although I cannot put all this blame on him, because also the second baby mama who was the perpetrator in this case, like I would like to know what was going on with her for her to get to a point where you also are a mother and you're going to unalive another mother, especially in school grounds, you know.
Right, you know, they usually say, when you say that you can't completely blame the man alone, they usually say the devil gives you choices. He doesn't force you to act on them. He gives you choices, and you're the one who makes a decision on whether you're gonna do good or you're gonna do bad. And this woman, she deserves the full weight of the force upon her, because right now she has not only taken the mother away from that son, but she's also taken her own presence away from her own son. Can you imagine how their two children will grow up and the kind of relationship they will have? It will take a very big heart and very big intervention for the one whose mother, for the one who lost his mother, to fully trust and allow the other sibling in his life.
Yeah, and that is quite a sad situation. And you know, okay, I don't mean to judge, and I'm not one to talk here, but already you can see the type of man Carlos was, because already it said that he has other children outside, you know, not counting these two that have been found in this incident. Yeah, and so my question is, sometimes, yeah, already this has already happened, so there's not much you can do about it. But for women, before you have a child with somebody, I mean, I do believe that the red flags were there, and I do believe that the red flags are always there when women are dating men, you know, and vice versa, right? And for Romika, she also saw these red flags, and they had separated, they had broken up actually, you know. She even went ahead to have a restraining order against the guy, meaning this guy was not a good guy. But for the other baby mama to do what she did to this other one because of the same very man who has a restriction order against him, what was she thinking? You know, the red signs are always there. Another thing, she was writing on Facebook, and from the things that she was posting, it's like she had that clarity and she could clearly see what this guy was all about, you know. So I really don't understand why it had to get to a point where, and this had to be, it had to be premeditated, because they went to school grounds despite his baby mama having a restraining order against him, and he put this lady on a chokehold while the other one went into her car to retrieve the pew-pew, you know. Do you know how diabolical that is? And for you to know, so I don't even know if she was in her correct mind at that point, or you can't say she was crazy, but I don't know if she was 100%, because imagine after all that, a normal human being, you'd have like that
remorse,
some type of reaction, you know. But this one was just completely blank, and she's like, you know, I am licensed to carry, you know.
But the good thing about this situation, the only good thing about it, is that these two people will have a long time in prison to think about what they have done. Whether they will regret it or not, that is up to themselves, but they're gonna have a long time away, and I hope they get everything they deserve wherever they're going.
But the guy, are they going, is he going, he's not the one who pulled the trigger, you know, maybe,
but I think
unless he be charged as an accessory.
I hope he gets charged as an accessory, because wasn't he also arrested afterwards?
Thing is, yeah, even if he might have been arrested, maybe for questioning, is he going to jail? That's the question, because the other one, like, that's an open shut case. who did what, you know, and the witnesses are there. If he gets a good lawyer, do you think he'll go to jail? We don't know. But I've not seen any more update on this case, but I do wish that he also gets held accountable for the role he played in all of this, you know.
Right, but thing with cases like this, they tend to take time even if the evidence is there, because of just the due process that goes along with it. I just hope that whatever the decision comes to, it will be soon enough so that the family of Romina can get justice.
Right, and guys, there's a lady who was talking at the end of the clips about the Second Amendment right, and she was saying nobody can make her lose her right to carry because of people's mental states in America, you know. And I do believe that everybody has a right to do whatever, and it all comes or boils down to responsibility. You might be passing a mental checkup when you're getting your PUP, yeah, but down the line there's a lot of factors that can make you go do crazy things, you know. Because I also saw another video. Yeah, PUPs are a problem in America, but the problem is right now people are using them for the most basic reasons. You see kids carrying these things to school, and you see grown-ups, you know, just losing it. And there's a lot of reasons. It's crazy. There's a lot of reason why people might lose their brains in America, you know.
Right, just this week alone, I saw a viral video where two women were arguing because one of them, they were in a supermarket, right? One of them held the door for the other one to pass, and the other one didn't say thank you. So when the one who held the door went to confront her and ask her why she didn't say thank you, it erupted into a big argument. But the sad thing about this situation is they took it to the parking lot, and I don't know if the one who wasn't grateful for being held the door for, she went into her car, took a pew and
People,
she shot this one and the other one died on the spot.
People are dealing with a lot of things. First of all, when you're going to do an act of kindness, don't expect anything in return, because out here you might be good, but not everybody sees life from your point of view, right? That is something so simple, she could have let it go. And then another thing, why I'm saying you never know who you're dealing with and what people are going through out here. This other lady, that's not a normal reaction to misunderstanding. You know, it's not a normal reaction, being that the other one was kind enough to hold a door for you. Like, accountability was enough to solve the situation. But
I feel
that
like
definitely shows
guns are very accessible to Americans, and that is where the problem begins.
And also another case I also saw just this week here, there was this guy. You know, these guys who normally threaten you, I'm going to one day, you know. So this guy, it's like he kept on telling the wife, to a point where the wife was used to his threats, you know. So she recorded her own unaliving, because the husband, he was a little drunk, I have to say, and he told her, I'm gonna pew you know. And she started laughing. She didn't think he could do it, you know. She started laughing and she was recording, and she said, you wouldn't do it. And he was like, wait, I'm coming back. And then he went, just like, you'd think it's a game. He went, got his pew and put in his, you know, bullets. And then the moment when he did that, I don't know what they normally call it, you know, getting ready to pew, it's when this lady saw he was serious, and he ended up unaliving her. And so the police arrested him, and guess what? He was only given 10 years for unaliving his wife, you know. And I feel like that is a downright, you know, unaliver. He should have gotten 25 years just like any other unaliver, you know. But anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section. It's quite a sad situation that happened there. I feel like some things are unnecessary, and some lives, like, really, it didn't need to get to that point, you know.
Right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel. Do you think the biggest problem is because people have mental issues, or other than mental issues, guns are just way too readily available in America?
But that is an unpopular opinion.
That is an unpopular opinion.
We just leave it open for discussion on the comment section, because on the other hand, people feel the necessity of having protection, you know.
Right. So guys, let us know.
And I hope the guy gets charged, because at the end of the day, he still had a pending restriction order against him, you know. Yeah. So I hope he gets charged for that.
Yeah. So guys, we'll see you on our next episode. Kindly remember to subscribe if you're new to our channel.
Right.